We also have with us from Tel Aviv, Amy Guttman. Thank you so much, Amy, for joining us on the World 24/7. The United States has stated that it was unaware of Israel's plans of these attacks. Do you believe this to be true? If so, does this indicate a rift between Israel and the United States? You've just heard Mr. Joseph say that the United States statement from Antony Blinken should be taken for face value.
I don't think there's any rift. The U.S. has come out very firmly and very strongly in support of Israel's right to defend itself. And certainly that's what it is doing after the attack that we saw on the 12 children in the Jews' village. So Israel has come out to say, look, this is what needs to be done. And the U.S. has given it full support and continues that support today. So I think if there was any kind of rift, we would not see that consistency in messaging, not just from one member of the White House cabinet, but from several. So that is very consistent. Usually when there's a rift, we start hearing different language, different tones being used between different cabinet members and aides in the White House. So we don't see any of that. So no, there's very consistent support. There is no sign of a rift.
But Qatar's Prime Minister, meanwhile, who is a key mediator in the indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas, has expressed concern about the future of the ceasefire deal. Amy, how does this now impact ceasefire and hostage deal negotiations?
You're right. We have heard from officials from both Egypt and Qatar saying that this will delay any deal. To be honest, we've seen an infinite number of delays to any potential deal that's been on the table. So I think it's very easy to blame these assassinations for any delay to a deal. And I think, yes, the U.S. And some Israeli officials had hoped that we were inching closer to a deal. I don't know that that's actually true. I think that's impossible to know. I don't think anybody knows that because, as we've all seen, there have been so many delays to deals and so much back and forthing on the part of Hamas that I think it's looking backwards to try to figure out, could we have been at a deal tomorrow, the next day, the following, and did this prevent it? Of course, it will slow things down.
Meanwhile, US and Israeli officials say that Israel was actually behind the killing of Haniyeh. Is this situation expected to escalate into a full-blown war, as many are arguing? What are you picking up on?
That's the big question everyone is asking. And of course, Israel is bracing itself for that. But that's the war that no one wants. Not even Iran wants that war. And Iran's MO typically has been to saber rattle and send out sort of the pit bull with the biggest bark, but always pull back. And of course, back in April, we saw something a little bit different where they didn't pull back. They actually did wage an attack, but it was a controlled attack, if you will, designed to scare and designed to get a point across, but certainly not designed to start an all-out war. Now, this is a little bit different, for sure. This is absolutely a different level, a higher escalation point, and they will need to respond. How that happens, it could be on infrastructure. It could be on infrastructure in sparsely populated area, which causes some damage, but not critical mass damage. Could be a cyber attack. Israel, luckily, is a country that probably has more cyber unicorns than anywhere else in the world. Having said that, an attack is an attack. So there are ways that they could wage an attack and show their muscle and make a point.
Well, Amy, let's see how things unfold in the next few days. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us with the latest update. We will, of course, revert to you for regular updates.